Coconut. I've got to try and do the intro without blowing too hard on our girl here, because this is Coconut, our little curly hair tarantula. Now, as you can see, her beautiful body is covered in those hairs. Those hairs are very sensitive to vibration and to things like being breathed on and things like that. So if I do too excessive an intro, she might get a fright and bolt. Now, tarantulas are very easily hurt, especially when dropped from a distance. So let's give that intro a bash. What's almost, did you see that? What's up, all you cool snakes and neonates? How's it going? I hope you are all keeping well. So, we're going to have a bit of a tarantula episode today. We've not had a tarantula episode in some time. I went down to my friend Will's house, and of course, as you guys know, often when I go to my friend Will's house, I come home with a new animal. This was no exception. We came home with 2 new animals. I think every animal we've had for like the past 2 years has come from my friend Will, as a gift as well. And this time we came home with not 1 but 2 new tarantulas. So let's take a look at those tarantulas, and we'll feed them and some of our current beauties here in the reptile rich room at the same time. Okay, so we're going to start the feeding on a new tarantula, and we're going to end the feeding on a new tarantula. This is a red baboon tarantula. Oh, it's alive anyway. It's actually a good size. It's a big tarantula. When this spider came to my friend, it was underweight, so it's still a bit underweight. It's a bit unsure. So we're going to offer it something, and let's see if it's going to want to eat. Oh, no, there we go. Nom nom noms. Oh yes, well done you. We don't know if this is male or female. Could be either or. It's hunkering down. Right, so it is eating. That's good. So we can get it podged up. Beautiful. Known to be a bit spicy as far as I'm aware. It's a good size. It's got good chunky legs. Hopefully we can beef it up and then we can get a molt out of it, and we will see. But very pretty tarantula. We don't have a name for this one yet, guys. So this is a red baboon tarantula, or an RBT. Guys, you know what to do. Get in the comments section, throw some names at us, and let's see what we can call this beautiful spider. It's gorgeous, really pretty spider, this one. Look at that, we're getting a happy dance. You can see how thin the abdomen is on that tarantula though. It's seriously underweight. The problem is with underweight animals is you can never power feed them to fatten them up. You've got to fatten them slowly. You can do more damage than good. As tempting as it is just to throw food at this beautiful tarantula every day. I mean, look at the size of the carapace compared to the abdomen. That's crazy. So what he's doing there, he's doing a happy dance. He's using his spinnerets, or as I like to call them, his butt fingers. You can see them just at the back, just down there. You can see them placing webs. So he's basically making a dinner plate to eat off of. There we go, we've got a happy dance. Happy dance, happy dance. So it'll go around in circles like that, make a little dinner plate. There you go, wonderful. To be honest with you, I didn't realise how big that tarantula was. I should have given it a dubia roach. Next feeding day, I'll get a dubia. This one is a real treat of a tarantula. Carabiner versicolor. Look at the colours on the back of that tarantula. That is just gorgeous, and it's always a ferocious feeder. This is usually a very quick affair. Snatch. Nom nom nom. This one will probably be due for an upgrade soon, I would imagine. Oh, we're getting a happy dance already. Happy dance, happy dance. Happy dance, happy dance. Yep, there we go. Doing a happy dance. Happy dance, happy dance. Here's our beautiful curly hair tarantula, Coconut. This is our handling tarantula, and usually a very good feeder. Nom nom nom. Don't take it back to your house, little missy. You're actually going to hide it from us. You're actually going to hide that from us. So I did build that enclosure beautifully. Unfortunately, with me using her in our premium pack on our animal handling sessions, I have to take her out, and when she's in her burrow, I had to lift the bark off to get her out. So it did look very pretty, but unfortunately now it's not as pretty because it's kind of been ruined, which is a bit of a shame. But I'll build it better. I'll take her out soon, and I'll rebuild that a bit better for her. She's a good size, a nice healthy bottom on her. Our happy, healthy coconut. And this is our beautiful big Poia Regalis. Poia Regalis. That is one of the few scientific names I can pronounce, Poia. Or I think I'm pronouncing it right. It's how I've always pronounced it. This is definitely a girl. We did have two of these, but they both proved out to be girls. I didn't see the point of holding on to two girls, so I gave one of them to my friend Will. But there we go. She's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Not a handling tarantula. They have beautiful yellow undersides to their legs, like yellow Pikachu yellow. They have that gorgeous white on them. And then sometimes, if you can get close enough to them in the light, they have like a purple flake to them, which is stunning. Now, there's a strong chance I'm going to open this glass up and she's going to take off. I want to give her a dubia roach. Now, weirdly, people say spiders don't need UV light. That's a UV bulb up there. And when I put that UV bulb on, she comes out when the UV bulb is on. It's crazy. She literally comes out and utilizes and uses that UV. Who would have thought it? Has anyone else ever noticed their spiders basking in UV light? They say they don't need it or they don't use it, but she definitely 110% does. I've had her for about 4 or 5 years. And she, every time that UV bulb is on, she'll come out of hiding and come out and just sit here. She needs a water top up too, but let's see if we can get away with opening this door very carefully and giving her a dubia roach and see if we can get a show with this beautiful girl. Well, we've managed to get the doors open. I've been sitting taking pictures and shots of her. She's probably sitting there like, Dad, would you just hurry up and feed me? So here we go. Whoa. Whoa. That's a hungry, pretty spider. A good view there of that yellow legs, and look at those fangs. Oh, I would not like to be that dubia roach right now. Look at the way she's moving. Almost looks like she's breathing, like she's hyperventilating there, doesn't it? Ooh. That is a money shot right there. Look at that for a shot. Whee! You can see those bright yellow bits under her legs there, almost like chevrons. And the horrible thing is the camera never picks up how bright those are. Like, look at the venom running down the bit of wood there. Look at that. She's pumping so much venom through that dubia roach. It's literally running down that bit of wood. That's crazy right there. Oh. Now, the thing with keeping tarantulas like this is they are not handling tarantulas. They're not there to be handled or anything like that. Oh, just look at that. They're not there to be handled. They're there to be looked at. The way to think about them is like a very pretty house plant. You feed it, you water it, and you admire it. And with a tarantula, that's stunning. How can't you admire that? I mean, even if you're not a spider person, look at the patterning on it, the colouring on it, the detail. It's just gorgeous. Ooh. Don't retreat, my sweetheart. You're going to retreat. She usually takes her dinner away and eats it away inside. Tarantulas, especially pretty ones, they're not always out and about. It's quite hard to catch them out and about. You'll usually only find them out and about when they're hungry. Like I mentioned before though, she will actually use that UV lighting. So this is one of the spiders that I do see out quite a bit. And when she is, you just stop in your tracks. Like, I'll be wandering through, I'll be doing waters, or I'll be doing whatever, and if she's out, I literally stop in my tracks. I've seen me sitting here at night just watching her, just spending a good 10-15 minutes just staring into the enclosure, just admiring her. She is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So this is a species that's native to Southeast Asia, hence Indian ornamental. It's native to India. They are not on the endangered list as far as I'm aware. They're not threatened, unlike their close cousins, the Poia Metallica, who are on the threatened list. These guys are not. They're pretty strong too. As for keeping, they're pretty bomb-proof. They're a tough tarantula. They're awesome. You're getting a little flick of that purple there on the top of her carapace. Don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you can sort of see that purple coming through at the top there, right beside her eyes. Awesome spider. I love this tarantula. Next, we have Phoenix. As you guys know, personal favourite of mine, Brachypelma behemi, Mexican flame leg. Look at that. It's also, a little hint for you guys, a cousin to the new tarantula. And always a fantastic eater. Can I have the tongs back, please, son? No. Can I have the tongs? It's physically pulling the tongs off me. Chubbers, I'm not taking... I am not taking your meal. Let go of the tongs. He's physically fighting me for the tongs. Don't know if you just seen that fang came out there, but I did. That was crazy. Right, come on, let go of the tongs. I'm going to have to drop another cricket at him just to get him to leave the tongs. Here. There you go. Thank you for the tongs back. You're greedy. You're actually cramming 2 crickets in your mouth. Have you managed it? I think he's done it, guys. I think he's got 2 crickets, 1 on each fang. Can't see properly. Yeah, he does. Yeah. There's 1 on the left-hand side of the front pedipalp, and then there's 1 under the right pedipalp. Our left and our right. You chubby man! He is a little bit underweight though, because he has not long molted out. Trying not to super fast raise him, because I want to have him for a long time. Now we have the stunning P. Metallica. Poia Metallica, cousin to the Regalis we just seen earlier. These guys never fail to eat. Thank you. Crazy cases. Unfortunately, it's looking like they're both boys. As you can see though, one is a lot more blue than the other. It's maybe 1 molt ahead of the other one. Look how lightning blue that one is and how dull that one is. If this turns out to be 2 males, I'd imagine 1 will end up going to Will, because there's no point in me holding on to 2 males. Next we have a crazy dwarf species of tarantula, the Peruvian green velvet, Trixopelma prurens. This guy's a nutcase, so I'd imagine he's going to feed with it. Pretty species of tarantula, this one. They have a dark sort of green tinge to them. Pretty cool little tarantula. Boom, just like that. So I say, please don't have just lost a leg, but that was that's an old molt. But yeah, this guy is crazy. This tarantula, he is nuts. Cool little dwarf species. I was just giving him water and he attacked the water. Don't know if he's going to do it again. Got him attacking the water. Stop it. Here's one of the Venezuelan sun tiger babies, made an appearance. You catch a clip of these guys when you can, because they don't appear very often. And as promised, last but not least, our last new tarantula. Ooh, in here, little Mexican red knee. Look at that tiny little baby tarantula. I mean, there's my finger. It's tiny. They're known to be calm handlers. This animal is hopefully going to be a handling animal in our zoo to you. And I just love these guys. It's rare you get a tarantula that's handleable, that's also stunning at the same time. So let's see if it's going to eat anything. It did molt when it first came in. Oh, there we go. I don't know if I caught that because it was so quick. I'm hoping I caught that. But I dropped a little tiny baby Mario worm in it. And she has got it. Yeah. Usually they don't feed with the light on, but she has had a very good feed. Love this species. Super cool. Thank you so much to Will for this beautiful little girl. If you guys might remember, I used to have one and she passed away just mid-molt. It's something that can happen with tiny slings. Sling is short for spiderling, which is a baby tarantula. So it can happen with tiny slings. They can just pass away just for no reason. That's why some people prefer to buy grown-on tarantulas, because they're guaranteed they're going to survive. But she is beautiful. I think that she is probably the exact same age now, her size, as the one that passed away, because the one that passed away was just going from its sling colours to its sort of more red knee colours, and this one, from what I've seen, has just gone from its sling colours to its more red knee colours, because you can start to see, of course, those red knees. So yeah, I would actually say pretty much we've picked up where we left off with the last one, which was pretty cool. That's a pretty little spider there. Super excited for this one. So I've been doing some more research on this species, and it turns out that they are largely thesaurial. So they burrow or use burrows. So this spider needs a deep substrate. So what we're going to do is we're going to shorten this enclosure a little bit, I think, and we're going to give it plenty of deep substrate. Or I might look at one of the fish tanks or something from the attic and give it a really deep substrate for it to burrow. I think I'm going to do that with a lot of the tarantulas very soon. I've got a cocoa brick there, so I'm going to soften that up, and I'm going to give a lot of the tarantulas a bit more bedding, because we've been a bit stingy on the bedding with some of these tarantulas here over the years. I've mentioned it before, guys, I am absolutely no expert with the tarantulas. I'm learning as I go with these guys. I do research on species as they come to me and things like that. I know the basics and stuff. I've figured some techniques and some things that work and some things that don't over the years now, but I am definitely nowhere up there with the knowledge of some of your other guys out there on YouTube with tarantulas. But I find them fascinating and beautiful and awesome. So these guys, like I say, I've been doing some research. They have been known to, and I'll put it in inverted commas, swim. So they don't actually swim, but they've been known to dive and spend time underwater, and have been rumoured to catch fish. So they are a very large species of tarantula, can get up to about 7 inches in leg span. Big, heavy tarantula, these guys. They have definitely, and I've seen it with my own eyes watching videos, I've seen them in water, fully submerged down in the water, which is quite spectacular to see. I'm going to put the light off and see if we can coax this little one to sort of come out of its shell a little bit. So yeah, they're submerged in water, and like I say, they have been rumoured to catch fish. Now, I don't know how true that is, never seen it with my own eyes. I've not done enough research to say that's definite, but that's pretty cool if they do catch fish. It's certainly a big enough species of tarantula, and they have certainly got the behaviours of it. So the fact that it can sit in water and things like that tells me that it's quite a damp sort of tarantula as well. So they'll like a bit of humidity, a bit of moisture in their soil. So when it gets a bit of a deeper substrate, it's going to get that. So this is our new red knee in here. A bit big of an enclosure for such a little tarantula, but we're going to give her a poke and see how we can get on with her. Well, she is actually surprisingly chill at the moment. Now, I don't normally handle tiny little slings and things like that because they are quite bolty. And as I mentioned with coconut, they can be very fragile animals, tarantulas. So the reason I'm using a paintbrush and not poking her is because they're fragile and I don't want to hurt her. Have a look! Look at the little baby! Look at the tiny little baby! She's so cute! And so far so good, super well behaved. Well, I say she, we don't know if it's a girl or a boy, way too small to tell. I mean, if I had a microscope, I could probably tell through the molt. So when they molt their exoskeleton, they molt that skin, you can tell if it's male or female from what's inside the old molt, inside the old skin / skeleton. Look at that! For a baby, that is super duper chilled. There's a nice little close-up of her. So cute. Or him. So we need some name suggestions for this one too. Little red knee. So we have his cousin, its cousin, male flame leg. So this is going to be a fire knee or a red knee. Brachypelma smithi, I think the scientific name is, if I remember rightly. It's written down somewhere. Oh, I got it right. Look at that, guys, eh? There we go. So yeah, cool little tarantula. Beautiful little tarantula. And our first hold of her, or him. I gotta get out of that habit because we don't know yet. Good thing about these guys, though, is unlike most other species of tarantula, I'm pretty sure most of the Brachypelma males live for a decent amount of time. So most other species, you only get like 3 years out of a male, maybe 4 or 5 if you're lucky. Whereas these guys, you can get maybe 5 or 6, maybe even 7 years out of them. To my understanding, anyway, which is pretty cool because this is an awesome species of tarantula. I love these guys. To me, they're super iconic. They're the species of tarantula that I think of when I think of like old school pictures of tarantulas and things like that. That black spider with the gorgeous bright orange knees on it. Someone handling them as well. You've seen them in movies and stuff. To me, the red knee or the flame knee is the iconic sort of species of tarantula. But yeah, so that is one of our new tarantulas. So I hope you guys all enjoyed that. As always, you can subscribe through My Ugly Mug right over here. There'll be a playlist for you right over there, and there'll be a random video for you down there. From me, Curly Wurly, and the new tarantulas who both need names. Take it easy, guys. Peace.